Greetings, my friends, the Elven Wizard here, and welcome to this Wizard Wisdom video about Black Magic. Kumbare Ringa Tala. Now, this is a complex, deep subject, so I'm just going to give you an introductory overview here so you begin to understand a bit of what it is and how it works from my perspective as an Elven Wizard. Now, there's two sort of conceptual ideas here of black magic. One being the idea of working with darker elements of the natural world, such as night, the underworld, roots, the darker gods and goddesses, the darker forms of life. These are not necessarily evil in any way. They are part of the natural cycle of life here on this world and how the elements and forces of life do work here and are just part of it. These have powerful ways to help us transform our own shadows, our own darkness, and help us expand our life. These are powerful tools to work with these sort of darker elements of life. They are very natural and part of the system. The other form of dark magic, which I'm going to go into a bit more in this explanation that I want to help you unravel, is the dark magic that is relevant to controlling or manipulating you or the collective or individuals all around. This form of magic is very rampant in modern society, although it's not called that, of course. It's part of its trickery, if you will. It is woven into advertising, into social media, into the news, into many aspects of modern-day culture. Getting to work with this energy helps you to understand how it's affecting you, how it's affecting others, and helping you unravel it. This form of magic is there to distract you, to siphon or pool your energy, whether it's physically through money and things like that, but more deeply your emotional, mental, and spiritual energy, pulling you away from your own power, your own truth, your own way of living, your own quest. I'm sure many of you have experienced this to some degree where you felt like you should be doing something and then you realize it's not really in alignment with who you are. Often this black magic is influencing us on subtle layers and subtle ways, pulling out our emotions, our heart, our soul, promising often things like happiness and joy, but often lacking in fulfilling those promises. These are there on one level to, as I said, pull your energy and keep you small, keep you limited. However, with the proper wisdom and insights and understanding, you can actually use this black magic to catapult you further, to alchemize it, to push you further into the truth of who you are, into your own power, your own essence, into your own abilities to bring forth change in this world. Most of this black magic is an attempt to keep people small, limited, boxed in, more controlled, more managed, if you will. However, those who are wise can begin to actually use this as alchemy to empower them to become more of themselves, to live more fulfilled from the truth of their own heart, essence, and spirit. And that is my hope for you. Now, as I said, this black magic is everywhere. For example, one easy example to see it is in a lot of marketing and branding sort of thing. And I've done years of branding, so I understand how this can work. There's a lot of symbolism in branding, logo and marketing. There's a lot of particular storytelling around it. And these are powerful ancient forms of magic: storytelling, symbols, colors, right? Certain shapes in logos, for example, certain styles, right, of product design, right? Certain promising, wrapping a story around it. All this are principles of magic, creating a story, creating a fabric of essence, of experience, of expression, of a story, right? That's pulls you in. Stories are about pulling you in, exciting, invigorating your emotions, charging your emotions, and then promising you something, taking you into that particular reality. And if you're not wise enough, you can get lost in that, and it could get lost in that for a long time potentially, or potentially give a lot of yourself to that story and then later realize that's not your true story and who you really are and what you really want or desire for your life. And that's the tricky part, is because it can be very tricky and subtle and sort of draw you into its tendrils, if you will. Now, a lot of this black magic, if you will, also is interconnected with in many different ways, and it's a complex topic to get into this video, but can connect into your trauma, into your pains, into your fears, into your limitations that may be there from, say, your childhood, or things that were passed down to you by your parents, or society in general, or your ancestors, right? And often it sort of preys upon those weak spots, if you will, those areas that are a bit scarred, and draws upon them. It's an easy way for that to get in and pull you along. So the most powerful foundational way to start unraveling this and extracting this out of your system, and also letting it not phase you as much, is discovering what I call your avatar. Now, a few of you may have already done this if you've been following my work. Your avatar is your true essence. It's a clear concept for you to understand, connect with, and navigate and embody here in this world. Of course, my avatar is the Elven Wizard, and I've embodied it to the maximum amount I can in each day. Your avatar is this mythic concept, and you can discover your avatar for free at my innerrealmsjourney.com experience, or the guided meditations I have available will take you on this beautiful, deep, imaginal, and fun process to develop and connect with that avatar and begin to develop that. Why is this important? How does this affect and help deflect, if you will, black magic? Because this helps you develop a strong sense of who you really are, a strong compass, a strong GPS, if you will, a foundation within you. If you don't have that, it's much easier to pull you around and twist you about and pull you into other stories. Your avatar allows you to develop your own story of who you are, and this story emerges from the depths of your own essence, of your own soul. This is your story, and without that, it's much easier to get wrapped around and pulled into other stories, ideas, ideologies, frameworks, advertising, all kinds of different things that black magic, if you will, would pull you apart and pull you this way and that way, right? It's a turbulent ocean, if you will, out there of all these sort of things, and your avatar is like your boat, your ship, and if you don't have that, it's easy to just get pulled in every which way. But if you've got your avatar and it's very clear within your own self, within your own consciousness, within your own awareness, you've got a powerful mast and sails and engine to direct you where you desire to go in the ocean. But without that, you're just sort of out there floating around in the sea of it all, if you will. So having that is the powerful starting point. From there, from your avatar, you can begin to develop other alchemical tools, magical endeavors, symbols, and different ways to help fortify, if you will, your own field, fortify your own energy system so that you're not pulled about by that other magic, and eventually even get to the point where you can learn and discover how you can alchemize and reuse that black magic for your own expansion and growth. And that's where the real mastery comes about, the real power. Once you do that, those things can begin to unravel out of your system. And yes, these things, these black magic, can deeply weave themselves into our energy, into our emotions, into our mind, right? Our system, our mind, if you will, our body, our nervous system, is designed to pull in information from the outside world, right? To track and record and gather insight and data and understanding from the outside world for our survival and navigation through this life. Unfortunately, because particularly if you're in modern society, you're pulling in all that black magic trickery, if you will, into your system. And so it's often deeply embedded within us unconsciously. If we've just been raised in modern society, you've likely been bombarded with this stuff for many years. So it's in there most likely. And so we want to begin to unravel that. As you embody your avatar, that helps to sort of push out anything that's not you and not connected to you. Right? And that pushes out all that stuff so you can become aligned and fulfilled within your own self and not all this other stuff. Then there can be further additional healing work to clear that, to pull it out and extract it out of you. And I've worked with many clients and students over the years helping to remove these things. It can go very deep within and can be very tricky. These energies are designed to hold you back, as I said. They're like chains, tendrils that can bind into you. This stuff can also come from other people that you've interacted with, even if somebody's just said something nasty to you at some point, particularly if it's undeserved, that can embed and sort of latch into your system, right? So many of us probably carry that, right? Traumatic, challenging experiences, arguments, or even physical experiences from the past that can be latched in our system, affecting us. And these things can cause lots of stress, anxiety, depression, and all sorts of other strange things in our system, often causing us to loop in these unhealthy experiences and expressions and ways of living. And often we don't even understand why we keep doing these things, and they can continue to cycle on for a long time. So if we can unravel this stuff out of our system, access our true power, potential, our own story, our own essence, our avatar, that black magic can start to flow out of us, can just dissolve from our system, and we fulfill our system, fulfill our consciousness, our mind, our emotions, our body with our own life force, with our own essence, and all that other funk clears out. So I invite you again to check out Inner Realms Journey, discover your avatar, begin unraveling the stuff out of your system. If you'd like more support on this, please reach out. I will be offering a variety of classes and one-on-one work around this subject. So if you want to go deeper into this and really learn how to unravel this within yourself, or maybe even supporting others with this process, do reach out and I'll be glad to see if I can support you. May the truth of your own essence and divine magic flow through you.